Thanks again. Thanks again for joining the sessions. Today we will talk about how to supercharge your research with AI. We proudly run this series of workshops with EKB, a collaboration between Notion Wave and EKB. So the objective of today's sessions is we want to help academic librarians and researchers to develop the prompt engineering skills and also find out how to benefit from a dedicated academic AI chat, which is beyond ChatGPT or very free resources out there. The four main objectives that we pursue today is the fundamentals of prompt engineering, introduction to the SCiNiTO AI chat, a very powerful AI chat with access to OpenAlex dataset. We will also cover the common use cases of AI with AI chat. And we will end our webinar with a demo to gap analysis. So I hope everyone can stay to the end and learn to get all together. So a little bit about who I am. I took Ph.D. from UBC, University of British Columbia, Canada, in electrical and computer engineering. I built several industry-grade AI products in various sectors, and I invented AI technology with the 5 US patents that currently owned and acquired by Meta, or also known as Facebook. I'm the author of a book titled Artificial Intelligence Unorthodox Lessons, and I run a YouTube channel with this very same name. The big promoter of best practices of AI and real-world AI in every workshops, webinar, and presence of myself. So also today, I'm gonna have the same hat, and I would try to basically share these lessons with you through angle of real-world use cases. So today, we will talk about, this is the outline of today's discussion, the art of prompting, introduction to EKB SCiNiTO and OpenAlex, and introduction to the AI chat. And we are going to do the common use case for the AI chat, and we'll finish the session with the gap analysis. So let's jump into the art of prompting. From search to synthesis. So it means that you can do prompting for having an effective search, and you can learn prompting to synthesize very powerful and useful body of text. The very first principle in writing prompt is being clear and being specific. So whenever you want to write prompt, you have to make sure that it states exactly what you want in a clear terms and avoid any vague instruction. As much as you write clear questions and clear requests, you will get good results. The results, the quality of results, the quality of the answer from AI is completely dependent on the quality of your question. So try to be clear, try to be specific, and very explicit about anything from format, scope, and detail. For example, tell me about climate change is a very vague request. But if you tell AI that summarize the top 3 impacts of climate change on crop yields in sub-Saharan Africa, and do that in 2-3 sentences, it is more clear. It helps AI to get back to you with what you want. Because if you do not clarify your question, AI will make assumption and answer the question based on those assumptions, which may not fit to what you need. So very first principle, being clear and being specific. The next principle is the role assignment and context assignment. It is very important for you to give the model a role or perspective to adopt. What does it mean? You may want to ask AI, what is new in AI? But it's better to specify what is the role of AI in this question. Is it a research assistant? Is it academic research assistant? Is it industry research assistant? Is it a grade 5 teacher? By specifying the role of AI in responding to you, you will get results which fits to your need. So what is new in AI is a vague, but more importantly, you haven't defined the role of AI here. So you can define it as you are a research assistant or academic research assistant, and summarize key findings from papers from 2019 to 2024 on a specific context of AI, deep learning application in medical imaging. So by providing necessary background information, you help AI to not guess and answer your question aligned with your need. Next principle, structured output. Human is comfortable with well-defined, known, structured output. So it would be very productive if you specify the structure of output that you prefer. Do you prefer tables? Do you prefer list? What do you prefer? Specify the structure of output in your prompt. This reduces ambiguity and makes result easy to use, easy to read, easy to comprehend. We all know when we have a report with a structured output, with a table, figure, list, bullet points, we would understand the results better. We can skim through the results better. So a very bad prompt is compare EEG and fMRI, for example. The very good ones is create a table comparing EEG and fMRI in cognitive neuroscience. So we define the structure of the output. We define the context of the question, cognitive neuroscience, with columns for cost, spatial resolution, temporal resolution, and typical use cases. So not only you define the structure of the output as a table, but you also define the columns that matters to you most. If you don't define that, AI would assume something, which can be correct, but it's not what you need. So make sure to have the structured output. Constraint and boundaries, the next principle. Limit the scope of your questions by setting word count, style, tone, or audience. A bad example is ask AI to explain Bayesian statistics. But if you say explain Bayesian inference in fewer than 200 words, you kind of constrain the AI to respond to you in this number of words. Using formal academic language. So you define the word count, you define the audience, formal academic language, suitable for a graduate statistics course. So you define tone, academic research tone, and you define the audience, a graduate statistics course. You will be amazed how the response would be different when you set audience different, when you set tone different. I would like to have that in academic language, or I would like to have that in industry language. And when you constrain the AI to answer you in 200 words, you usually get more effective response, because AI would try to do its best in a shorter number of words. All of these AI technologies are they have a tendency to write large reports. But if you define word count, you will get better response. Iteration and refinement. This is something that I would like you to pay attention a lot. Treat AI, or treat working with AI as a dialogue, not as a one-time question. So start with a broad question, but then refine it with follow-up question. That would help AI to answer you better. So this is a one oversized request. Write a full review article on renewable energy. We do not recommend to do that. It's very oversized, and it's not even very effective to ask AI to write article. But what I want you to pay attention to is iteration and refinement. First ask AI to list the main renewable energy sources and their recent research focus, okay? Then ask a follow-up question. Now expand only on solar energy storage methods with recent case studies. So when you do that, you do iteration, you do refinement, and you do get better results out of your question, out of your prompt. Chain of thought or step-by-step thinking. Ask the model to show its reasoning or break down the steps of thinking. That would help AI to get back to you with better results. Also, it helps you to build trust with AI. Why? Because you will understand how what steps AI follows to get back to you with the answers. So instead of how do you do a systematic review, you can ask AI to walk through the steps of, for example, Prisma systematic review. Beginning with defining research questions, then database selection, keyword strategy, and so on. So when you ask AI to do like a step-by-step thinking and show you its reasoning and show you all the breakdown steps, you usually get better response. So principle number 6, chain of thought. Next principle, examples, providing examples. There are many cases that you need a predefined structure or predefined format. So you can provide a sample of inputs and outputs so the model mimics the style or structure that you want. So when you need a specific format, given this input, get me this output, you should provide one example or two examples for AI to help him to reproduce that well. We call this few-shot prompting, but this is an example. You give one input and one output and ask AI to be aligned with your output in the next round. We call this few-shot prompting, providing a set of examples to AI with a specific style, with a specific tone, and anything that you want, and it will follow your guideline much better. Principle number 8, progressive deepening. So start with a very high-level answer, but then do the follow-up, the prompt for more depth in iteration. So it's a combination of follow-up questions, being iterative, chain of thoughts, step-by-step thinking, So instead of asking AI to explain AI ethics in detail, you can ask AI to give me an overview of the main themes in AI ethics research. But then the next question is now focused specifically on fairness in algorithmic decision-making and provide 2 case studies. So this is a combination of, as I said, step-by-step thinking, iterative prompting, and so on, which is very important. You will be amazed when you guide AI toward your need, it will get back to you with much better answer. Number 9, multi-perspective prompting. When you ask AI, AI will make some assumption. But if you want, you can provide AI the angles that you care the most. So for example, if you ask AI, what is the role of virtual reality in education? This can be a question, not a good question for many reasons. But from the case of multi-perspective is explain the use of VR in education from 3 perspectives: a cognitive psychologist, a learning technologist, and a pedagogy researchers. So this is very important when you know what you want to get. If you know exactly what you want to get, it's definitely better to provide the perspective that you want the answer from. Verification and cross-checking. I want you to pay attention to this as well, which is very important and useful. Ask the model to criticize itself. You will be amazed that when you ask a question from AI and then iteratively ask AI to criticize itself, to fact-checking itself, it's a very powerful habit to make sure the results that you get from AI is valid and fact-checked. So for example, you can AI to ask, tell me about microplastic in ocean. But then you can ask, summarize recent finding on microplastic in marine ecosystem, then list 2 possible limitations of the answer that you provide. This will help AI to cross-check itself, to cross-check the references, to verify itself. It helps AI to reduce risk of hallucination. I'm sure that you heard a lot about hallucination, but you may not hear how we should deal with that. One of the very useful way of dealing with hallucination is asking AI to criticize itself. Then you will reduce the risk of hallucination and you will improve trustworthiness of the answer that you get. So we learn basics of prompting, but now we want to have a very quick overview of EKB SCiNiTO and OpenAlex. Before I start introducing the EKB SCiNiTO AI, I would like to announce that everyone have access to the EKB with EKB SCiNiTO AI by your EKB account. So please feel free to try it out, and if you have any problem, get back to us and we will definitely answer you. What is EKB SCiNiTO in a very short format? An AI-powered research platform that revolutionized how researchers and academic institutions can discover, analyze, and publish as 3 main functions that we follow and pursue in academia. We have many different features. We have a very powerful search. We have a very powerful AI chat. We provide recommendation for journal recommendation. The SCiNiTO EKB provide a reviewer service for the researchers that they can upload their papers and get peer review feedback. We have a PDF analysis and so on. Today, our focus is on AI chat because it has a lot of use cases that you can benefit from. But before continuing on that, let's kind of recap on what challenges researchers are dealing with. On a discovering phase, researchers are dealing with the time-consuming searching activities among various databases. Researchers are dealing with very irrelevant results coming out of these search activities, noises, and so on, and we want to filter them out. We want to stay up to date with the latest research trends and topics. So these are the challenges that the researchers deal with in the discover phase. In the analysis phase, we deal with extracting key insights from a large number of the papers that we read. We have a challenge to write comprehensive literature review for any topics that we have. On the publishing stage, or we always have an issue with identifying where to publish, how we can simplify the complex review process that we have with the journal submissions, and so on. But what challenges librarians have from the technology perspective and from the adoption perspective? There are many resources and technologies in the library currently, and when the new technology comes, we have to balance them out. We have to make sure that library systems and technology and infrastructures are compatible with what we want to bring to the pool. The new technologies need to be compatible with what we have already. We need to gain some technical expertise to deploy and maintain new tools. And from the adoption perspectives, high subscription costs always matters, important. And we have to make sure that as a librarians, the technology that we bring to the library are aligned with the user needs, so that user can adopt it very well. So these are the challenges that the researchers and library deal with. And let's look into how EKB SCiNiTO can address them. So one of the largest open database of scholarly works, OpenAlex, is behind EKB SCiNiTO. So that makes the cost of subscription very low. EKB SCiNiTO offers customized search and intuitive filters. So you can easily filter out the articles that you want to run literature review on top. You can easily filter out the noise data based on the quality of the journals that you want to review. EKB SCiNiTO offers a very powerful literature review, and basically an opportunity to run literature review and gap analysis that we are going to show today. It offers journal recommendation and many other features on publishing stage, which is not part of today's discussion. And also a very intuitive platform for the collaboration and workflow management. As I said, there's an AI reviewer that can help you review your articles. There are a lot of features, but today we want to only focus on OpenAlex and AI chat. EKB SCiNiTO is definitely good for researchers at all levels, junior and senior. It's good for the academic and research institution, and also for independent researchers. Before jumping to the AI chat, one of the main features of the EKB SCiNiTO, let's review on what is OpenAlex. OpenAlex is a free open source index of scholarly works, journals, conference proceedings, books, and everything related to the academia. It's a successor of Academic Graph, and it includes key sources such as Crossref, ORCID, and OnPaywall. So these are different open source academic resources, like for indexing or for identifying, that all of them included in OpenAlex. So OpenAlex not only have access to the large number of scholarly works, but also provide metadata for all of those papers. It also provides the unique identifier of researchers for all of this data that they have. Given that, it makes OpenAlex such a strong and useful databases, scientific database that researchers can take advantage of. I'm not going to go through all these numbers, but I just want to have you in your mind that 600 million data entities exist in OpenAlex. More than 50 million full text article exist in OpenAlex. 120 plus millions of DOI works available in OpenAlex. It is one of the largest open source scientific data resources, if it's not the biggest and largest open source data scientific database. So we do integrate OpenAlex in EKB SCiNiTO, and we do benefit of all the metadata services that it provides. Benefits of OpenAlex, as I said, is open and free. So subscription costs nothing for the OpenAlex. Comprehensive coverage from the journals to conference proceedings to the books and everything. Wide-ranging academic disciplines. It's compatible with many research tools, and it does provide regular updates. So it is very well formatted and well curated for scientific and academic works. If I want to compare OpenAlex with World of Science and Scopus, you will see that it covers a huge number of open access journals comparing to all other data providers. So let's jump in to the AI chat and more practical thing. This is the UI of AI chat. This is the page or screen that you will see when you open EKB SCiNiTO AI chat. The AI chat is the homepage of EKB SCiNiTO, but it doesn't mean that it's the only feature that it has. It may have much more features like PDF analysis, reviewer recommendation, which, as I said, we'll not go through them today, but this is the homepage. You can enter your desired query in the sandbox, very typical. You can use this trending questions as a sample. If you do not want to use your basically your idea first, try this trending question and see how it works. Click on any of them to search and gain results. The EKB SCiNiTO also offers search history. So when you do search a large number of context and research question, you will have access to all of them on the very left bar. If you want to initiate a new search, you can click on a new chat and a new environment will open for you that is not, in order to make sure that the context of your research do not get combined. We do offer two modes of search, quick and deep. Quick, as it shows by its title, it does very quick sort of job. It doesn't go through a large number of papers. It just want to make sure that it answers you as soon as possible. But the deep search functionality will guarantee to go through a large number of papers. It guarantees to write the response in a more scientific language and terms and more structured output as you need. So when you want to use AI chat, try to use both functionalities, find out the difference, and choose each of them based on your need. Sometimes we just want to get a very quick response with a more simpler outputs, so we will use with it quick. But if you want more deep research on the context that we want, we definitely need to go with the deep search. This is also very cool features that you can add sources to your AI chat and ask your question based on that. So for example, if you want to run gap analysis, you can add several PDF or several sources, better to say, several sources, and ask your question against the sources that you provide. So let's go into the more live and more kind of real world use cases. The very first use case for the AI chat is literature review, which means, as you know, efficiently find and summarize and synthesize research for you. Another use case is topic exploration. In the topic exploration, you can break down difficult subject into understandable components. For the proposal development, you can get help with the structuring and refining your research proposal. So these are the use case for the AI chat, the environment that I showed you in the previous slides, and also gap analysis, identifying missing insights and unanswered questions and opportunities for further research. So these are the very common use case, very widely understandable use case that you can do in AI chat. What is the difference between AI chat, scientific AI chat, and, for example, something like ChatGPT? It goes through scientific databases. It provides you references. It provides you scientific references. It has a dedicated agent, dedicated solution for these sort of requests. So for example, for the literature review assistance, you have two options for using AI chat. You can ask your questions for a literature review or for gap analysis one by one, or you can ask them to do a comprehensive literature review for you in one shot. Let's see what we can do with one by one sort of approach. So this is an example of prompt that you can run on AI chat and get response. Provide a summary of research article published between 2015 and 2023 on the effects of a specific intervention in a specific field. I'm going to use this in the real, basically, environment. So this is the AI chat environment, as I showed you. And this is a chat history. This is the place that I asked the question, very same question that I show you in the slide. Provide a summary of research articles published between 2015 and 2023 on the effect of, for example, I put these two parts, LLMs in BCI, in a brain-computer interface. And I get this response. I run this on the deep search. Let me do this in a live format. So SCiNiTO AI chat. I ask my question, I put it here. I have two options, quick or deep. I will go with deep, and I will run the question or run the request. And the systems will start answering the questions based on what I provide to. So the next prompt that you can use is list key findings from peer-reviewed studies on topic within the last 5 years and highlight gaps in the research. So these are the type of prompts that you can run in SciNiTO AI chat and get response from the scientific database. And as you see, I will get a very detailed academic tone, academic sort of response with a primary research question and every other details, expected outcomes, research scope, and so on. I can do this with the quick, basically, run as well. And you will see how fast, like this would be faster than the deep one, because the deep search need to go through all the documents that it provides, and the quick ones start, writing everything from scratch. You see the articles, the citation, all of them shows here. The answers start being populated, and so on. So the next use case is topic exploration. Explain a complex topic in simple terms for a beginner in field. I want you to pay attention about the type of prompts that we use. We define audience, we define context. We are very clear on the question that we have. You can use these prompts in your everyday works. We are going to share this prompt with you later on in the email to help you to understand what are the right way of asking question from AI chat, whether it's a EKB SCiNiTO or any other AI tools. But what matters is to write your request based on the best principles of prompting. So for the topic exploration, the next question is, what are the main debates surrounding this topic and what evidence supports each side? So as you see, we try to structure complex questions in order to help you a lot in running your research, that we are going to share this with you later on. The next use case is proposal development. You can ask AI to outline a potential research design for studying a specific issue in field. For example, let me try this. So I want to show you that before I go there, I want to show you that when I ask this question, I get my response. I get my references, valid references, without hallucination, with all the details of the articles and reference that I ask. As you see, 2023. So since we defined the prompt to get back to us with the recent papers, all the resources that the systems select is from recent years. So new chat. So outline a potential research. I want to show you that, like, how would outline a potential research design for studying. For example, brain-computer interface. This is not the best question that you can ask, but I just want to show you that the opportunity that you have here, that not only it helps you to build proposal, not only it helps you to break down complex topics, but also it helps you to, do the literature review, gap analysis. It all depends on what you need out of the AI chat. So this is a research design that this AI chat provides based on all the scientific database back there. Participant selection, signal acquisition methods for this specific topic, control signal selection, and so on. So we cover kind of demo use cases for the AI chat, but the last thing that we want to cover today is a very well-written gap analysis, because we do believe gap analysis is one of the most important requests of the researchers. We prepared a gap analysis prompts, a very detailed gap analysis prompts previously, and we are going to show it to you here. And I want you to pay attention to this. I'm not going to explain the details of this gap analysis today. The next session that we are going to have in this series is how to build this gap analysis step by step. But what I want you to pay attention to is you have two different approaches in writing prompts. You can either write a simple question and get response out, or you can define a very well elaborated prompt with all the details that you want in a one shot. And this is the example of the gap analysis. We are going to go through the details of this gap analysis in the next session. But today I want to show you how powerful is running this gap analysis on SciNiTO AI chat. I run this before, but I just want to show you that you can go to SciNiTO AI chat, paste your prompts, choose deep or quick basically option that you have, and run and get the response. As easy as this. Since I run this before, I want to show you that this is the response of same prompts. This is on the quick. Table of the research gap on top, the impact of the research gap, the novelty, a score between 0 to 10, a feasibility of the gap to be basically complete. And then in the below, we have all the details for example, data scarcity in EEG-based BCI, for the clinical transaction barriers, and so on. With all questions that we want to be answered, the current states, limitations, desired outcome, open questions, and so on. This is the response of the quick chat, and this is the response of the deep chat. And as you see, it's more structured, it's more detailed, with all the questions, back to back in the bullet points, with all the reference for each part, which is definitely more powerful. So saying that, we are ready for the kind of wrap up the discussion and our final poll that we have, and obviously the Q&A session. Today, we discussed the basic of drafting an effective prompt. So I hope that you guys learn about what are the right way of building effective prompts, very basic principles. We also get familiar with the SciNiTO and its powerful AI chat. And also we learn how we can maximize our benefits from an AI chat with running the literature review, proposal development, gap analysis, and topic exploration. Thanks a lot for joining these sessions. Thanks for your attendance. Thanks to everyone for attendance. We are going to have much more sessions in the next few months. Please follow us on the social media, any ones that your preference to be informed about our next sessions. So I'm going to end the sessions. Thank you very much.